On Friday, a storm passed through our area. Counties like Washington and Greene were affected. And earlier this month, as you know, an even larger portion of western PA was hit hard, leaving many with property damage and extended power outages.
Yeah, really all over. And while we hope it's the last one for some time, storms, unfortunately, are a familiar reality around here. So they bring up some questions, like what to do if a tree from your property falls into a neighbor's yard. We're answering that one and more with Rob Fisher, the Chief Marketing Officer with Edgar Snyder and Associates.
We're so happy to have you here. And we actually want to start off with one that we want you to answer at home. So when it comes to storm damage, which part of the home is most commonly affected? Is it A, the roof, B, windows, C, basement, or D, garage doors? So you can weigh in now. We're going to reveal the answer later on. But first, we are going to talk to you, Rob, about some ramifications, legal ramifications when it comes to, let's say, a tree. A tree has fallen on your neighbor's property or on their house, and who is to blame? Who is at fault? What happens next?
So with these really bad storms we had last month, we got a lot of questions from a lot of people, so we tried to help them. So we dug in on a lot of this stuff. With the trees, the answer is it depends. So, you know, if you have this old rotting tree in your yard and it falls in any situation, probably your problem, probably your homeowners or renters insurance, right? If it's an act of God and something like that massive storm happens, then it's usually the responsibility of the place where it fell on. So if the tree fell on, you know, somebody else's property, then they would have to deal with the damage to their own property.
I see.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's then whoever's property is damaged. If it's my house but David's tree, even though it's an act of God, so I am then responsible.
Yeah, unless the tree was like old and rotting and somebody didn't take care of it.
Because I should have had the tree cut down at that point.
There you go.
But if it's a fine tree and Mother Nature blew it down, then it's Heather's homeowner's insurance that should cover it.
Yes,
that's
it.
Okay.
All right. We've learned that already. All right, so what do you do if there are wires down or a tree down? Like, do you have a responsibility to report it? If it's down in the yard, it could be a hazard, or in a road or wherever.
So two things. Number one, if you ever see something like this down, like stay away.
Stay
Power
away,
lines, I didn't know the distances. We looked it up. Power lines, 30 feet away. Transformers, 100 feet away. Like, you stay away from this stuff.
Yeah,
call the power company and let them deal with it and just stay away. There's nothing else you can do. They're actually very, very dangerous, you know, so stay away.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about food going bad, because this happened to so many people. Were without power for 9 days. So not only did they have to throw away so much of the food that they bought, but if they thought their power was coming back on and bought more food and then it didn't come back on, it was just a mess. Does anything cover that, the loss?
This is the question. This is probably the most calls we got when this bad event happened. No, you know, unless your actual property is damaged. So like if it was like just if a lightning struck a tree and took the power out just your house, maybe your homeowner's insurance would cover it. But if it's like a widespread outage, you're out of luck. And here's the kicker. Even if it's just your property that's damaged, you still have to get over your deductible. So unless you have thousands of dollars worth of food,
of groceries,
you lost it.
It's so hard because groceries are so expensive. So we know that hit a lot of people hard. Even just, you know, the loss of $400 worth of groceries can be a huge deal for so many people.
It is.
Interesting.
Talk to us about, like, if you do have a tree down in your yard or there's some sort of hazard in your yard, what responsibility do you have to mark that off, to warn people so the neighborhood kids don't come over or whatever?
So this is a very common issue with what Edgar Snyder does and what we see all the time. Obviously, if there's a hazard in your property, you have to, one, mark it, you know, flag it, put tape around it, put orange cones, and then two, you have to do something about it within a reasonable period of time. So it's great that you marked it, but then if it sits there for a year,
that's no good.
You're kind of,
plus
you got
your
to do something
neighbors
about
hate you at that point.
Exactly, even worse. Yes.
I swear, this is what we see. There are so many trees that are still like this right now on a lot of properties, and they may not be a hazard to anybody else outside of the homeowners, but you still see a lot of down trees right now.
Yes.
But are you liable? Like if even if you marked it off and somebody comes on your property and somehow like gets hurt from the part of the tree landing on them or falling or rolling over or something, are you liable?
I think with lawyers, it's always, well, it depends. You know, if it's there and you can see it and Heather decides to jump over my tree and she hurts herself, probably her fault. But if you leave something there for so long and you don't do anything, then then it starts to shift. So it always depends on the situation.
Yeah. It's a fluid kind of thing.
It's a good base conversation.
It really is. And
Thank you.
a lot of people pay attention to it, I'm sure.
All right, we want to see how people at home did on the question we showed you at the top of today's conversation.
So when it comes to damage from the storm, which part of a home is commonly most affected? Is it the roof? Is it the windows? Is it the basement? Is it garage doors? Well, the answer is A, the roof, and it looks like all our viewers nailed it. They got it right.
When I was looking at this, I thought maybe the windows, maybe it was like a trick question they were trying to throw us.
Right.
The roof is where
It's the
at.
roof.
Thank you to Edgar Snyder and Associates for sponsoring our monthly Straight to the Point series.
Yeah, and if you have any questions that you would like the team at Edgar Snyder and Associates to talk about, just email us at ptl@kdka.com.